All right, let's jump right into a true classic, Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. Now, this is a book that's so much more than what it seems on the surface. It's really two powerful stories woven into one. You've got this spooky childhood mystery, and then you have this profound and really intense courtroom drama.
So you might be thinking, what does a ghost story really have to do with anything? Well, that is the central question we are going to unpack today. How does this creepy neighborhood tale about a mysterious neighbor actually hold the key to understanding the entire book and its deepest themes of justice and empathy?
First things first, let's get our bearings. We are in Maycomb, Alabama, during the Great Depression. You have to picture a town where life moves so slowly. But right under that sleepy surface, deep-seated prejudices and really rigid social rules are just simmering away. It's a place of quiet streets and, well, very loud tensions. We see all of this through the eyes of the Finch family. Our narrator is the fiery, curious young scout. Then there's her older brother, Jem, who's always looking out for her. Their father is Atticus Finch, a lawyer with a moral compass that is absolutely unshakable. He's really the heart of the story. And we can't forget Calpurnia, their housekeeper, who is so much more than that. She's a vital bridge between Maycomb's white and black communities. And this contrast right here, this is the core tension of the whole book. On one side, you have the world of Scout and Jem. It's all about summer games and neighborhood mysteries. But on the other side, you've got the adult world of hardship, of deep prejudice, a world they are about to run into head-on. These two worlds are on a collision course. So let's start where the kids do, with the ghost next door. Their reclusive neighbor, a man named Arthur Boo Radley, is the subject of all their fascination and all their fear. The town gossip has basically turned Boo into a monster. I mean, in the kids' minds, he's not even a person. He's this phantom who supposedly stabbed his father with a pair of scissors and eats squirrels raw. You know, he's the stuff of nightmares and the perfect dare for a long summer day. But then, clues start to appear. Little gifts start showing up in the knothole of a tree right on the Radley property. And these are not the actions of a monster. They are quiet, very human gestures. A piece of gum, soap dolls carved to look just like them, an old watch. It's like these little messages of connection from a hidden world. And slowly but surely, the kids start to piece it all together. The myth is just that, a myth. The truth is that Boo Radley is just a man who's been trapped by rumor and by fear. A gentle soul who, it turns out, has been watching over them this entire time. Just as the children are learning to see past one kind of myth, the adult world comes crashing in with a prejudice that is so much more dangerous. This brings us right to the center of the novel, the trial of Tom Robinson. Now this quote, this is the moral bedrock of the entire novel. Atticus says this to Scout, and this idea of radical empathy, of really trying to see the world from another person's perspective, is the lesson he lives by, and it's the one he has to teach his children as their town is completely torn apart by hate. So here's the accusation. Tom Robinson, a black man, is falsely accused of raping Mayella Ewell, a poor white woman. Atticus is appointed to defend him, and that decision alone immediately makes the Finch family outcasts. You see, this case puts more than just one man on trial, it puts the town's entire racial hierarchy on trial. In that courtroom, Atticus lays out a defense that is built on nothing but pure logic and fact. First, he proves that Mayella's attacker was left-handed. Then he has Tom Robinson stand up, revealing to the whole court that his left arm is mangled and totally useless from an old injury. The evidence clearly points to only one person, Mayella's violent, left-handed father, Bob Ewell. And yet, the verdict is guilty. In the face of undeniable truth, the all-white jury chooses prejudice. For young Jem, this moment is absolutely devastating. It's the moment the whole fairy tale of justice just shatters, and the ugliness of the adult world becomes terrifyingly real. And this is where our two stories, the childhood mystery of Boo Radley and the adult tragedy of the trial, are about to violently collide. Bob Ewell, totally humiliated by Atticus in court, is now looking for revenge. So as Jem and Scout are walking home alone one night, they get ambushed. In the pitch black, there's a struggle, and Jem's arm is broken. But just as suddenly, a second figure appears and saves the children. When Scout finally gets a look at their rescuer under the light, she understands. It's Boo Radley. The sheriff shows up to find Bob Ewell dead. And he figures out the truth pretty quickly. Boo Radley saved the children. But the sheriff makes a moral choice. To protect the intensely private Boo from the town's scrutiny, he decides to say that Ewell simply fell on his own knife. He knows that dragging Boo into the limelight would be its own kind of sin.
So this brings us to the novel's most important symbol, the one that ties everything we've talked about together. It's the lesson of the Mockingbird.
Way back at the beginning of the book, Atticus told his kids that it's a sin to kill a mockingbird. And why? Well, because they don't do one thing but make music for us to enjoy. They are symbols of pure, harmless innocence. To destroy one is an act of just senseless cruelty.
And as you've probably realized, the novel gives us two human mockingbirds. There's Tom Robinson, a good man completely destroyed by racial injustice, and then there's Boo Radley, a gentle soul almost destroyed by town gossip and fear. Both are victims of prejudice, but while one is lost, the other is ultimately saved by an incredible act of human compassion. And it all comes full circle when Scout walks Boo home. As she stands on his porch, she sees the neighborhood from his perspective for the very first time. In that one moment, her moral education is complete. She finally, truly understands what Atticus has been trying to teach her all along. And that leaves us with this final thought. The novel shows us that legal systems can fail, that a town's courage can collapse under the weight of its own prejudice. But it also suggests that the simple, profound act of seeing the world through another person's eyes holds a power all its own. It's the power to save an innocent man, to understand a neighbor, and to find your own moral compass in a world that seems to have lost its way.